Trusty Ape, back again. Happy Sunday, y'all. Sorry, I had to adjust my mic here a little bit. Okay. Hey, happy Sunday, Danielberry Sports Highlights. Good to see you. I'm having a pretty darn good day. Was going to host the church, but will not have time tonight. So later on this week we'll do that. But I did want to post a little something here. Christian Carpenter, good to see you as well. Always a pleasure. So I had some more serious topics I wanted to discuss. But yeah, as I said, kind of on a limited time. We're taking the kids out to dinner tonight. So had to cut a little bit short. But I did have this video I was watching the other night in the pipe, and I just thought it'd be fun. So GMan, is being his usual self, avoiding deconstruction zone at the moment, and making a point to mention that he's doing that, but he's gone back to the old fodder, and we got some supposedly rare Shanny for Christ content here that he's exposing. He claims very few people have seen this stuff. So I didn't watch the full video. I only got a little bit of the way into it. So we went back to the beginning. We'll see what GMan has to say here. I hope everybody's well. On a personal note, I was talking about my exam last time I was here, and I took that exam on Friday, and I passed it. I did the work, and I crammed, and so now we get to move on to the next phase, and I'm excited about that. All right. Without further ado, we'll get right into the video here, and we'll probably start it off at 1 1/4. We may turn it up to 1.5, depending on. I'm gonna try to get through this. It's only an hour long video, and I have a little more time than that, hopefully. So, all right.
Okay, let's cut the camera on real quick, and here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to GTV. And today I'm going to start showing you guys some videos that I have on the other channel that nobody seems to want to go to. Where I have some rare videos of a Shanny and Shanny for Christ. I'm not going to say Rev quite yet because I got to think about showing those particular videos. But a lot of you see clips of this stuff on some of these archive channels. For example, Fat Courtney Love has a clip of the first video that we're going to be looking at, not the entire video. I'm going to show you the entire video of Shanny responding to a YouTuber called Midstar. And when you see what she's doing in the video, you will understand. After that, I have another video I want you guys to take a look at. Because a lot of you probably never see me actually conversate with Chris Dornbush, her husband. A lot of you probably never seen that before. You're going to see it today. Now, at first, I didn't want to do this. I'm going to be 100% honest. I wasn't going to do it.
So that I have not seen. I don't remember seeing it. I remember other people in the spaces talking about it. So it was known that he had talked to Shanny's husband on more than one occasion, I believe. But that's something personally that I hadn't seen. So
I'm going to do this mainly because when you hear the conversation, I don't know how many people are Christians that are watching this channel. So some of you may find that kind of boring, but you're going to see me and Chris get into it a little bit. There's another video that I have on my channel that I'm still looking for, where me and Chris are threatening each other, and I'm telling him I'm going to come to Minnesota, and he says he's going to come to Jersey City and everything and whatnot. So I got to find that video so everybody can see it. And that's the famous video where Shanny says that
hit the wrong button. That did not pause the video. So if I recall, I'm trying to think of it. Was it him? He himself made the video, or somebody else included that in like one of the compilation raps of him, where he's saying "Come out to Jersey City" or whatever. That I think that used to be like in Drag's intro back in the day.
Oh, I don't know, GMan. Like you said, you needed a real man and all that. So when I find that video, you guys are gonna find that to be pretty interesting. And no, Access Archive does not have this particular video. Neither does Fat Courtney Love. I checked the entire channel; they don't have it. Let me see. This particular video is not on Celebrity Juicer. Carrie doesn't have it. The only other YouTuber that might have this video, they might have it, is the Geek One. They're the only people who I think might have it because they're the only ones that's really left that's on here. So they might have it, although I seriously doubt it. So I'm going to show everybody this first video in its entirety, and then we're going to look at the conversation between myself and Shanny's husband. And I think you guys are going to find that to be very interesting because you see a lot of Shanny and Jason in that in that dialogue or whatever. So, and by the way, There is a YouTuber on here who said that I only became friends with Shanny and Jason because they had money. This video happens. Let me see something here. The video that you guys are going to see take place, I believe, happens in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. 2015 or 2016. A whopping 2 years before I knew anything about a Jason, a house, or anything like that and whatnot. So this is going to get interesting on this YouTube channel moving forward, ladies and gents. As we go about.
So yeah, around that time, I'm going to say that probably predates me knowing any. I think I probably first heard about these characters around 2018, 2019, I want to say. Definitely, I had heard of them before I got on YouTube, and I got on YouTube around that time. So, but yeah, it was just prior to that, maybe 2017.
Shutting up the people in here who don't know what they're talking about. But in all fairness, if they would actually just done their research, a lot of them would have known this. So I'm going to show you all what I'm talking about very soon. So we're going to go to the GMan channel, not the GTV, formerly known as Sewing and Reaping. We're going to go to my other channel. We call it GMan for Christ now. So before I do, let me take a look at the chat here real quick. No, it's not on Fundy Archives either. I guarantee you it's not on Fundy Archives. I'm featured on there a couple of times. I think I'm featured on there a couple of times. So not on Fundy Archives and not on none of those channels. I'll give the Geek Room credit. They might have this video. Because back then, I didn't really know who these people were in 2015, 16-ish. Maybe 15-ish, maybe 16, but not 2015. So it's a possibility they have it. I know Drag would have had it. And a couple of other people that was focusing on my channel back then. But anyway, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. I have to take you to my YouTube studio.
You know, now that I think about it, like when I'm trying to think of like my time, so I went into some of Pangburn's open rooms when he was doing those, and that was probably like right after the first Trump election, I think. So it might have been a little bit earlier, but yeah, I still wasn't like deep in. I think I had heard of G-Man through like Matt Dillahunty or somebody like that, and Dragnot I remember was on the Atheist Experience, and so that's how I got turned on to Dragnot. So yeah, it's a little fuzzy on the timeline there for me, but yeah, I don't know. This has been going on for a while, man. Shit was like 10 years ago.
To show you what I'm talking about here, but this is Shanny being a petty bee. I'll put it to you that way because I can't say this stuff. She's being a petty bee, and this is the one. Well, I'll let you actually see it because actually I know who has this video. I know who has this video in its entirety. I know exactly who might have this one. Irate Alex, he might have it. Irate Alex might actually have the video in its entirety. But if he got it from my YouTube channel because again, that's where everything is. I made quite a few videos against Shanny long before a house was ever given to me. That's why this whole narrative where people are sitting here and they're saying that
just have to go back and be like, oh yeah, they gave it to me. Yeah, that's totally what they intended to have. I mean, well, you know, they did technically sign it over, I guess, so you could say that. But it's crazy the way he describes shit now. Like, just knowing what I've heard, you know, around these places, like, you know, like almost nobody agrees with you, dude.
G-Man's only doing this to be noticed. Are newbies. They're fans. They don't really know what they're talking about. So let me show you guys what I'm talking about here real quick. I gotta find out how I can show you guys this video.
Been on the internet how long? And he's trying to figure out how he's gonna show the video. Yep, I know.
Nope, I can't do it that way.
Still got just no technical skills.
How am I gonna do this? Let me see. Maybe if I do it like this.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't talk shit there, but at least I admit to not having technical skills and not really, you know, yeah.
Okay,
that's fine.
I do it like this. Nope, I can't do it. No, this video was only 5 minutes and 39 seconds. I could have downloaded this and then just took my part out of it and then put it on.
Yeah, you could have.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys take a look at this video here real quick. All right, how you guys doing? Again, nobody's seen this video before, and we're gonna take a look at the conversation between myself and Shanny's husband today. All right, so let's take a look at this here. By the way, the people who didn't have this, you're welcome. All right, so let's get to this screen.
Hurry up about it here. let's do it.
I'm gonna go to my YouTube studios, and this is the video here. The person you're looking at on here is a YouTuber called Ms. Star. Okay, and Ms. Star was making videos about Shanny. She was making fun of Shanny. If you go on Ms. Star's YouTube channel, you'll see her making a lot of videos teasing Shanny. But anyway, let's continue.
Oh, I am Shanny. Shanny for Christ,
to this, by the way.
aka Wonder Woman. Oh, I don't want to get that far. You'll see everything. Anyway, I challenged Miss Star to a little fun video of making fun of other YouTubers. So I hope she accepts it.
It's
time for preaching to the choir ministries.
This is how I opened up the other channel.
Yeah, we know.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries. And
See, I don't know though the way he characterizes this, because I did watch a little bit of this. So, and the intro to that video, when I watched it back, I realized she's saying that Shanny challenged her, but she's saying it like as if she is Shanny or whatever. So I wonder if Shanny really did challenge her in some capacity to do this video, and then she like flipped the script by doing that. I don't know.
today we're going to expose Shanny for Christ today. Shanny for Christ.
And mind you, I was friends with her at the time when I exposed her.
Hey, Halsey, good to see you. You're having a great day.
Ever since she's returned to YouTube.
This is me correcting a certain YouTuber. You all know what I'm talking about.
Has been doing a lot of things to try to get attention, to draw attention to herself. She's made some videos about myself. She's made videos about Brett Keane and some other people.
Let me see if I can
And
turn
she's
this up
done
a little
these
bit.
parodies where she's teasing and making fun of other people, pretending to be them on her YouTube channel. So Ms. Star decided to make a video about her.
Okay, so and then here he claims that she's done. I'm not familiar with this the person he's talking about. So that he's claiming that she's done this before with like Brett Keane and stuff. Yeah, Brett Keane is pure fodder too. Actually, it's weird because I've seen other people reviewing him, but I haven't been getting notifications about the content, and I used to. So I wonder if the algorithm changed or if maybe he found out that I was looking at him and blocked me. I don't know. I don't see why you do that. I'm not big or nothing, so.
Her and parody her a little bit. Shanny for Christ didn't like it, so Shanny
Or it's possible maybe he got himself kicked off and had to start a new channel, and I just haven't found it. But I know I've seen people covering recent shit from him.
Christ made a YouTube video in response to what Ms. Star actually did on her channel.
Now, I got to remind you guys, this is back during the Great Debate days, so I had to be pretty specific about what I said. Because back in these days, if you made a mistake in something you said in your video, you had videos, people laughing at you because you missed the I, you missed dotting an I, or you missed crossing a T. So, like I said, some of these videos are going to come across a little boring to some of you. But like I said, you'll see in a minute.
I think like back in the day it was worse. I think people just got bored of you, you know. I just happened to be kind of late in the game. So.
Talking about.
What Shanny for Christ decided to do, she decided that she was going to...
I find it fascinating that it's going on this long. Like, this is like a 10-year-old video, and he's going back and covering it. Why? Like, I mean, is there... Like, I think it's just out of general boredom, and he's like, oh, I could just make content this way. And now we get, you know, trickle-down... It's like trickle-down economics, man, for dummies. I don't know.
act like a cheap little whore on her YouTube channel. Yes, I said this woman who claims that she's a Christian, who thinks she's qualified to correct other people on YouTube when they're wrong.
Anybody notice he's speaking a lot more slowly in this video? Because remember, we're still sped up. I'm actually going to go up to 1.5. And just the speech pattern comparison between then and now is kind of crazy. Like, he's speaking very slowly in this video. I don't know.
The only bad thing about me is that I flip flop from saying she was a Christian, she wasn't a Christian, she was a Christian, and she wasn't a Christian. I did a lot of flip flopping back then.
Has decided to make
You do a lot of flip flopping. You still do a lot of flip flopping, bro. You flop like a fish. Oh.
An easy case to solve back then.
On our YouTube channel, and you're all going to get to see it for yourself in this video, at least a portion of it anyway. Shanny for Christ, I'm talking directly to you right now. You are making a disgrace out of yourself. I understand if you're not getting any attention in your home.
And then he puts some text message down here as well. Shanny, if you don't want people to tease you, then stop mocking and teasing others. It's really a simple concept. Yeah.
Maybe you should go find a church and get around some godly people to help you act more like Christ. And maybe you should spend less time cheapening yourself on YouTube and destroying what little testimony you have left on YouTube by acting the way you're acting. Guys, after you watch this video, my recommendation for you is this. Pray for Shanny for Christ from a distance. Do not fellowship with this woman.
I didn't take my own advice.
Unless you plan on correcting her. Because right now she's embarrassing herself on YouTube. And, you know, like I said.
So there he's encouraging other Christians to disfellowship her based on her behavior, which, like, my understanding is they should be trying to, correct her behavior directly, right? Like, that's what a lot of Christians would say. I don't know. So I don't... Like, he's saying, well, I've done it, so you shouldn't bother. But at the same time, like, is that really the Christian thing to do? I don't know. Can we get a grand unified theory of what the Christian thing to do is, please? Yeah.
And 1 minute she's trying to correct you about the Bible. The next minute she's acting she's acting like twice the daughter of Satan on her YouTube channel. I want you guys to check it out and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to ManateeTVRadio.com. I am your host, Brentaline, and I'm here.
Oh, so he was talking about Shanny. Shanny was making those videos. Again, this was kind of before my time, so yeah, maybe we do get a little bit of rare, older content that we're not familiar with so far.
Today to tell you
And
how
she was doing this for
far
a long time. She would make fun of Brett Keane, myself, and other people here on YouTube, but she absolutely hated when somebody made a video about her and teased her, whether it was about her weight or size or the way she talked on YouTube or whatever. She hated it, but she's always been this way when she's teased other people online.
I am. And now I always talk really slow because I'm trying to manipulate people all the time. Because manipulating people is the thing that I do. Because, see, I have to distort the reality of things in order to make myself feel better about what kind of piece of shit I am.
Hey, Miss Star, I just want to show you that.
It's funny because I do feel like I met Brett Keane one time in like a past life. And I don't mean like an actual past life. I just mean like earlier on in my life, you know, when I was doing different things. And I just don't have any, like, it's an intuition, but I don't have like a full recollection of it. But like as soon as I saw and heard the guy, like, and found out what he does, like there's pieces fell together. Like I felt like I met this dude before. And, you know, it's just like I couldn't remember where or when, you know, but yeah, I just had that kind of intuition about it. And it's still kind of a curiosity. I don't put too much mental effort into it, but every time, you know, I see content with him, I think, yeah, where did I meet that guy before? Like I swear I met that guy.
I have a waist too. I just have really big titties, you know, the one.
Courtney Love had a clip of this where the video was called "GMan Destroys Shanny for Christ." Right, and it was on my Mark by God YouTube channel, and I made a video response to it. This particular video is given to you in its entirety from her Shanny for Christ YouTube channel.
That you want and you can't have. And my arms, obviously they don't go all the way to the floor. So you can go make fun of it, but if you look closely, you can see that the skin is actually receding because I've lost so much freaking weight. Like seriously, girl, I have lost so much weight. And who are you to tell me? Who the hell are you to tell me if I am not sexy? I know I'm sexy. I got boobs, remember? Because that's what you like to point out. You like to point out my tits.
All right, we're about 15 minutes in now. Take a breath. Yeah, Shanny was definitely more, you know, more active back in the day. A little more animated there. Yeah, should have kept doing that, you know. But anyway, you know, it is what it is now. Anyway, yeah, good stuff. So we'll keep on this. See if we'll off my viewership. There are definitely much more entertaining things going on for a lot of people today. But so I was over at Skeptic Philosophy's channel before I started this one. Actually, I considered going in that room, but they're using Restream over there, and I've had issues using Restream before, and I just didn't know if I had the time or bandwidth to really contribute a lot to the conversation. Lots of smart brothers in philosophy over there. I won't call them Phil Bros, because that's our next thing, is the Phil Bros when we come back. So yeah, but actual brothers in philosophy, not cheap imitations, over at Skeptic Philosophy's channel. And speaking of which, I need to pick up on doing some philosophy videos as well. But, you know, I don't, it's much more for my own academic benefit than, you know, the production of content. We're much, you know, less subscribed over at Stupid Monkey Philosophy, aka Answers in Stoicism, but it's still something that is always on my mind. And so, yeah, appropriate links are in the description. Yeah, and then I'm actually going to throw a link for Skeptic Philosophy's video in the live chat, I suppose, since I said that. If anybody listens to it, I don't know. Oh, Skeptic Philosophy, there he is. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, I just came from your stream, and I wanted to put something out here really quick, but yeah, it won't be on long. Definitely enjoyed the chat over there. Yeah, I don't know if you just heard me or not, so I won't repeat myself. But yeah, I was just talking about you a couple seconds ago.
Titties so much because I wish you had them.
I remember this, man. Oh God. Anyway, let's continue.
And when I say you wish you had them, I don't mean that you want them to be on your body.
Basically, Miss Star was a I think Miss Star was a lot shorter than Shanny, and she was a bit flat chested. So Shanny's making fun of Miss Star. Again, Shanny can make fun of everybody else out there, but you can't make fun of Shanny.
Ooh, because everyone should know.
By the way, you'll see a clip of this on Fat Courtney Love's YouTube channel. You will not see this in its entirety unless you watch this particular video today.
By now that I am a petty bitch. And when you go talk about the way how I look, sweet.
Hey Pixie, good to see you. And yeah, I just put a link in the chat there if you want to go watch a great conversation from Skeptic Philosophy's channel just a little bit ago. Highly recommend checking that out later. What we are watching now is GMan digging up 10-year-old videos of him and Shanny's back and forths on YouTube, and I guess we're gonna see Shanny's ex-husband on here. So this is supposed to be rare content, I suppose. But I don't know if it's so far if it's anything we haven't kind of like heard about through other channels and stuff like that. But I was kind of cracking up to this the other night when I first saw it. So and now this video says 2019. The first video, or maybe he's talking about the upcoming video that's supposed to be from like 2015 or 2016.
Sweetheart, I'm gonna go all fucking petty on you. Cause see, that's all your I can't talk so much. My blood pressure's so high because I'm so fat in my trailer, even though there's no trailers except like 2 in Minnesota.
This is before she got involved with Rev. Now, mind you, they were doing anything on the phone and whatnot, but this is before she was involved with Jason, by the way.
Besides that point, I just got lucky I got my fucking trailer. But anyway, bitch. You've irritated me to like the umpteenth degree. Like this, that isn't that bad. That actually is like improvement to what it was. Cause see, you're.
Guess what else I'm gonna show you guys too? I got the email from Shanny from Shanny's mom, right? I'm not gonna show you this today, but I'm gonna show you guys the email from Shanny's mom on what she advised me to do when we went through the whole house saga the first time and whatnot. So I'm gonna show you all that too. So anyway, let's continue.
Making fun of someone who had a horrible depression, and I pulled my ass together because I am.
Both these people are, internet Christians, by the way. We're watching. These are the Christian community. To be clear,
Sexy as fuck. And what are you? What are you? You want to talk about my looks? Oh, girl, I haven't even started on your looks.
So anyway, that's the first video we're gonna take a look at. That's a rare one that I had sitting on my YouTube channel that people never saw in its entirety. But I have an even better one, and this one's about an hour long. The next one we're gonna be looking at, so I might be walking away from my computer here because this is a conversation between myself and her husband, Chris Dornbush.
Yeah. So these people all met online. Answers Skeptic Philosophy, your question. Yeah. Apparently, these people met online. There's a big group back in the day that they called the Great Debate Community. It's still kind of around, but it's really lost traction. And some of the people, they have, a lot of these people had fallings out. But it was kind of similar to the conversations we have. I guess a lot of people used to use like Google Plus or Google Hangouts or something like that. And so a lot of the conversations they had, I guess, weren't being broadcasted at that time or something. And then they figured out how to broadcast. And so then we got like different characters like Steve McRae, Dragnut Silvis, a lot of people who are now out there on YouTube more prominently, or were at one time at least, that all came from this great debate community that I was not a part of. But I heard about it after the fact. But GMan and Shanny and Rev are all still kind of currently doing the same thing they've been doing for 10, 12 years or however long it's been. And basically they cannot stop constantly talking shit about each other and just... but there have been actual meetings. So G-Man actually did go stay with Jason and Rev and Shanny for a period of time. They ended up, I think Rev ended up actually signing his house over to him, which he considered it a gift. Other people considered it a swindle. So, however, that worked out. So, and here we are. So, yeah, just watching the days of our lives on YouTube. Hey, what's up, Todd? Good to see you. Buongiorno.
Uh,
I was
and
also going to go
we-
back and I was listening to a bit of your interactions with JG and St. Tommy over there. I wanted to go back and reflect on those a bit as well, because I was lurking that night.
while we knew each other, we didn't necessarily get along like that. Back then, he was known as Chafee the Odd. Right now, he has a channel called The Odd Irrelevancy. And back then, he had a channel called Chafee the Odd. It was spelled, I think, it's CHEFETHEODD.
The train tracks girl, Pixie says, I don't. If there's a train tracks story, I don't think I'm aware of that one. She's basically she's a person who she was married to this other guy who G-Man's supposed to be about to be talking to, but then she hooked up with this other guy, Jason, also known as Rev, right? And she was well. Some people say she was still with her husband at the time. Of course, they deny it and all that. But so she ends up going with this guy that she met through this debate community, Rev, and then they move in together. Without going through like the full timeline, but they got a fat inheritance. They blew it. Lost her kids. There was spousal abuse and child abuse and all of that stuff involved. And she actually, I've seen the videos of it. There's videos of her like live streaming him getting arrested and stuff like that back and forth. So yeah, all those things we have evidence of. And so now, well, they split up again recently. Actually, to my knowledge, they haven't gone back together since, but they had to stay in the same house, his uncle's house, for a while and stuff. But G-Man, I think, is still sitting in the same house, from my understanding, that they sold to him and doing these videos. So that's kind of like the, yeah, so Shanny claims to be disabled, but a lot of people believe that she's just lazy, and she's used to getting a lot of donations from people on the internet, which might be true. I don't know about the train tracks, but there could be something there for sure. And then she said, I'm confused what kind of energy she was trying to project. Yeah, so as far as I know, that was like I said, that's when she's impersonating the other creator from the beginning, I believe. So it's supposed to be like a satire, poking fun at the other creator's mannerisms. But she does try to project like seductive stuff. Not similar to anything I have ever done. Wait, I'm confused. Skeptic Philosophy says, no, this is not similar to anything I have ever done. Yeah. No, I didn't think it was. I didn't mean to say that. No, I was like, what? Are we talking about, was that something that G-Man was saying? Or, anyway, that one got past me. You ever try to be mean seductive? Alright, sorry. I'm gonna catch up on these comments for a second, but let's go.
I think it's a weird YouTube channel name he had, but it was called Chafee the Odd. And that was the channel where Shanny did her other videos. Kind of like when you guys saw Jason, when Shanny said that, husband takes over her channel. They were doing the same thing with Chris. It was the same thing. The only difference is I had to give Chris his credit. At least Chris had that one.
Oh, okay. So you said driving on the train track with kids in the car. It sounds like something she would do, for certain. I mean, I could believe that. She's all over the place. Yeah, I like covering a bit of the drama, especially when we can actively point to people who claim to be. That's what I mean. Like, these guys are all like, "I'm the real Christian. You're not the real Christian." And behaving this way in public, and then yeah, I don't. I can't with these guys.
That woman under control. All right, guys, I got to give that guy credit. He had her under control. So that video was a response to both. Oh,
that they were a group that would talk similarly the way we do. Well, yeah, they had some similar debates. Like I said, I wasn't there for it, but yeah, my understanding is these guys, like most of the time, they can hold a reasonable conversation with other people, but there's just like such vitriol over whatever, all the things going down in that community and people exposing each other and you know, gossiping and all of that, whatever. And because it's all public on the internet, like all the energy is just, you know, like hyped up to like 1,000 or whatever. But obviously, you know, they're regular flesh and blood people like us. I mean, they can't live their whole lives this way, right? But they spend significant numbers of hours on the internet doing so for our entertainment, I suppose.
Brett King that she made, and a video response that she made to Ms. Star. Now, when Brett King started making his videos, Ms. Star started making her videos. Shanny got really upset and even went so far to threaten Ms. Star, especially when she got involved with Jason. And that's the video with Jason. If you look on the Funny Archive, as a matter of fact, I'll show you it. I'll show you. Instead of me telling you, I'll show you on the Funny Archive. This is Shanny manipulating Jason to defend her. Let's see, the Funny Archive. Let me show you all what I'm talking about. Then I'm gonna show you the conversation between myself and Chris Dornbush. Okay. Is this the video here?
I don't even know if... Dude, how long is it going to take you to find this video? Like, I swear he's just like... Is he ever going to find the video is now my question. Like, do we need to skip ahead and figure it out? Yeah, I feel like he's stalling. And I lost my train of thought on that. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. I just had something really, really juicy. Obviously.
Let me see. Okay, so this is him threatening Ms. Star that he was going to dock drop her, and this is when they were living in Scranton. The first time before they went to Boulder, Colorado. So this is on the Funny Archive. So I'm gonna let you guys all see this in a minute. I think this is the video I'm looking for. So I'm gonna let you see this here.
Let's JWE here, news. The title says it all. It's going to be a quick video. I just want to make it clear to everybody that.
By the way, he thought by sleeping with Shanny that made.
Oh yeah, yeah. Additionally, I saw not this stream, but another recent stream. GMan William Freeman, hello William Freeman, was in GMan side chat, and GMan did address him on the stream. GMan does that selectively; he doesn't address everybody, but he. I wanted to look at that later too, because I remember that being pretty funny.
Him his wife. But that's what he thought. Obviously, everybody knows they never had no paperwork. He thought by sleeping with her, they made him his wife. They made her his wife.
You know, I'm not threatening anybody. Okay, I'm not even going to seek anybody's information at all. I just want you to leave.
Yeah, it was the title of this video is like a final word on the drama, and this is like ancient history now.
Me and my wife.
This ain't the video. Hold on. This is not the video. Where is it?
So this goes both ways. It's not just G-Man doing this. They're all doing this, and you know, like with multiple relationships in their lives. So
this is it right here. This is the video.
Here's another one. Miss Star.
This is alcoholic Jason. This is the Jason that was eating every day. This is the Jason from Scranton, PA before he went to Boulder, Colorado. This is the Jason that had 2 guns in his closet, and Shanny went in a dream of putting her hands on him.
Listen, I know you.
Oh, was I looking at the stupid shit in his background on the last video? So it might not have been 2019, because now I see that video is the one he's using as his background GIF or whatever. But that's not the same as the videos we're watching, but it just keeps popping up in the corner there.
You've done the same type of stuff that Scott has done.
Oh, come on. Don't do this, you two. Come on. This is freezing mess.
All right, I'm going to say this very calmly. I have a man that knows how to get your personal information.
This part I thought was great. He's like, I don't know. You can say stuff like this on the internet.
How to find you.
He's in the house.
Stop talking about my wife. Stop. Stop slandering her. Stop hating on her.
So again, Shanny thinks that she can say whatever she wants to whoever, to whoever she wants, tease whoever she wants, and then thinks there's not going to be no consequences. She's been like this for a long time. Okay. Now, for the video that you guys haven't seen before, the second one, we're going to take a look at. Let me go to the YouTube studios here real quick. I actually have this downloaded to my computer. Okay, Shanny, the number 4, Christ. Because if I don't do that, then it won't show up. Okay, where is it? Defending Shanny for Christ.
See, he could have, like, at some point just described the situation, like, summarized the situation to begin with, and then played the videos in order, and this whole thing would have been less confusing. But, like, he did not... It almost seems like he didn't plan this at all, which is what makes me think that he's really sincere. Like, he seems like he's, like, desperate. He's, like, gonna, he's exposing the already exposed whatever. I don't know. Like...
I see myself. Wait a minute, I have a video on here defending us? What? Okay, I'll show that one another time. All right.
Oh yeah, Pixie. I think you were here earlier. I studied hard and I passed my exam on Friday, so I just wanted you to know. But I appreciate you offering your help. Yeah, I need a little focus, you know. But yeah, much love for that too.
Shanny for Christ. No, I already looked at that one, I think, right? Conversation with Shanny for Christ's husband. Here we go, right here. Let me put this on YouTube so you can see this here. Should be on YouTube, right? I think the reason why a lot of you can't find this one because this video is on private. Is it on private? Yeah, this video is on private. Why did I private this? I don't know, but I'm gonna let you all see this in a minute. Again, this is a conversation between myself and Chris Dornbush. A lot of you never saw this video before. Somebody said clickbait. Somebody said clickbait. Give me the link to this video that you're about to see here in a minute. This is a video between myself and Shanny for Christ's husband. All right, I look a lot skinnier, a whole lot younger, and this video was made in. This video was made in 2015, either 2015 or 2016. All right, so I'm gonna let you guys see this here, okay?
I think this might have been where I stopped.
Again, we're looking at older videos that you guys haven't seen. That shows my history between myself and Shanny, or whatever.
It was like 24 minutes somewhere right here when I.
So let's go into this one real quick. Again, I gotta warn you guys about this. I'm having a theological thingy with this guy when we have our conversation. So just to let you guys know, I have a lot of rare videos. I got some rare videos about the dark room that they thought was deleted forever.
Yeah. Christians having theological debates, man.
A lot of different stuff on my channel. So anyway, this is the conversation between myself and Shanny for Christ's husband. This video is over an hour, so you guys can take a look at it.
Thanks, you guys. This is a cabal of psychiatric patients making videos for one another. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're just like us, man. I mean, they're not they're not diagnosed or anything. Of course, they probably avoid that type of treatment anyway. But yeah, I mean, these are people living in the world amongst us, and once again, they would both like profess to be good, like good Christians, you know, in simple terms or whatever. They both think they have the correct view on life. Where they got that notion from?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Quiet Ministries, a video I think a lot of you are going to find to be very interesting. Let me go back to this because I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. What you're looking at is the channel of Shanny for Christ. It's funny because I always put Shanny number 4 Christ. You go to
Walk Among Us.
Look at this right here. But it's Shanny for Christ, F-O-R Christ. Let me just do this favor. If any of you like to see people play a video game or talk about me all day long and do some acting with the petty, check out Shanny for Christ channel. And you might find something interesting there. That's about as much as I can say with that.
So back then, during the Great Debate days, I used to promote YouTube channels I didn't necessarily like back then, because back then all of our channels depended on other channels talking about us. Today it's a little bit easier because there's a reaction type world out there, and people are just going to just highlight you.
Yeah, he recognizes his own echo chamber. Sort of. I almost think it's worse though, because now he's just talking to himself. Like I haven't seen this guy have a conversation with somebody in quite a while. I don't know
whether you want to be highlighted or not. But back then
he's talking to his past self. Or yeah, something like that.
Really needed this. So whenever a channel gave you a shout out, it actually helped you. Back then, Shanny only had about maybe 300, maybe 355 subscribers. A lot of viewers is only about maybe
preaching to the choir, literally. That's his ministry with scare quotes. Yeah, what are you ministering about? Like, he's like even in his like when he tries to do stuff that's like biblically based. Like, he just always goes off the rails. I've never seen him do, like, a straight Bible study without, you know, bringing up atheists or people that he's debated with or whatever. Like, it always comes up. He can't focus.
I have a lot of viewers back then. People didn't really watch her until she broke up with Chris.
But lately, for those of you who don't know, I've been having a lot of problems.
Like, even I have done Bible studies on this channel where all I do is read the text and kind of critically examine it. And I'm not bringing up like other people that I've had conversations with or some drama I have some going on. I don't think, like, I'm pretty sure. And I'm, probably ADHD. Who knows?
But Shanny lately, well, I would say I've had a lot of problems with Shanny. Shanny just can't seem to stop talking about me. I'll show you some of the vids. Here's one right here. She made one here.
I think I
made a whole bunch of videos about me on this channel, and
all of them.
Based on half information on top of that. It's not based on any real information. She watched 5 minutes of the video, thinks she knows what I'm talking about, and then go on her channel and rant about what it is that I'm talking about. So, as I've invited, stop the screen sharing now, because I think you guys know who I'm talking about.
Chris versus GMan.
I think a lot of you, how you doing, guys? I'm supposed to come a lot of you, well, some of you anyway. I want to say a lot of you, because when I look at her reviews, not a whole lot of people are paying attention to her. except for when I bring it up on my YouTube channel. But yeah, Shanny keeps making all these videos about me disagreeing with what I do on the internet, how I conduct myself. She disagrees with the G podcast. She disagrees with my Google Hangouts. Disagrees with all that stuff. And then I finally get mad because they start ranting about me on some Google Hangout. You know what I mean? And I end up trolling them. And now they want me to apologize about some things. And I told them that ultimately they need to
This
repent.
video, I believe, is the one that led to that second call over the phone when me and Chris was yelling at each other and threatening each other.
That
is
was
what
a false teaching. A lot of you probably wondering. Yes, Shanny is coming here. Yes. Well, Shanny isn't coming here. Her husband's going to come here.
Can't be on GT.
And I'm going to call them in a few minutes. I just wanted to show you guys the YouTube channel
my mark. I got
before I actually did it. So I'm going to call Shanny right now. Actually, let me get my computer thingies, my speaker stuff fixed up here. Let me give them a call right now.
And I got Shanny's phone number.
It's either Shanny or her husband.
I do want to point out, like a minute ago, what he was talking about, whatever he said, like about her viewership, and this is obviously older, right? But like even now, like I'd say it is pretty tough to find Shanny's channel, and it's buried under just tons and tons of content that other people are doing on her. So yeah, like just because I've had that issue too, like, and I don't really get in Shanny's chat and stuff like that. I don't participate in that. But I have, like just tried to find her channel to get to the source content, and it was a difficult, like I had to dig a little bit.
So let me give them a call here real quick. I will not show you their phone number because unlike some people on the internet, I do take privacy very seriously online.
And back then I took it very seriously. Again, in case you ever hear somebody say, no, GMan's a backdropper, please understand, they backdropped me multiple times before I started doing it. And then I asked them about it, they stop, and they wouldn't do it. You can go to Fat Courtney Love's channel to see what I'm talking about.
So
the only way they understand things sometimes is to give them a taste of their own medicine.
So we're going Shanny for price right now. All right.
I have tried to interact with GMan on occasion, and like I've said this in the previous coverage, like when I've been in his side chat at times, and I don't know who done it, but I've had people delete my comments, and I know that like a couple of times he has addressed me briefly. I don't keep it going, really, but most of the time, if I've commented in his side chat, he won't acknowledge me. Like I've noticed that whenever I've been over there. So
yeah, how you doing? Is this Shanny? This is Shanny's husband, right?
Hello?
Yeah, is this Shanny's husband? Is this CH8 the odd? Is this CH8 the odd?
Didn't even know it.
You're Shanny's husband, right?
I am trying to hear you.
Okay, my phone's weird because I got to put this on speaker in order for you to hear me.
Yeah.
So you asked for this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you talk to
because my phone's on speaker in order for you to hear me. Like at this point, I don't know. I'm like, are they gotta know that he might be recording that? Would make you a little bit suspicious.
10 to 12 minutes. If you need more time, take it and explain to everybody why you asked for this.
Oh, but then he comes out and says, I want you to take 10 to 12 minutes to explain to everybody why you asked for this.
Yeah, because I did. You guys asked.
He repeats it back to him and like, what? What are you talking about? That was great.
Tell everybody why you asked for this.
Why I asked for this?
Yeah, because I did. You guys asked for this from me, so just let me know what it is, what you're following.
Shanny doesn't debate.
Where are we going right now?
Yeah, you got the 10 to 12 minutes.
Actually, every time she's ever debated on YouTube.
I'll take that chemistry specific.
Actually, I feel like I misread his tone there. Like he wasn't as surprised as he was. Like there was a little bit confrontational in his tone. I think now.
All right, I'm doing this. We're doing this. I wanted this because, quite frankly, you guys have been up to some shenanigans with all the chat. I mean, granted, I know we've interchatted with you, but it all started months ago, and it's just been continuing getting worse and worse and worse. I don't know what you all, when I say you all, you know what I'm referring to. The problem you have with us preaching love and loving the non-believers, lost. I don't know why you have a problem with the prosperity that they can be saved. I don't understand, a lot of the things you preach, a lot of the things you do, and then you go ahead and say, we're the most
big problem with me back then because I made a lot of videos against atheists, and I was quick to tell them that they was going to hell, right? So
So GMan is like very, very much against the atheist as he is. Like that persists. And so these people are other Christians who are like, hey, maybe you should like chill a little bit, attacking unbelievers. How are we going to convert them if you're just out here like, bashing them over the head all the time? And and his response is,
I like that. Back then, Shanny was befriending all of them, and these were the same people. The same people that she was befriending was the people that was making videos, laughing at her, making fun of her. You know what I mean? Mocking God, yada yada yada. We all know how they are, or whatever, right? But the point is that she was.
Wait. So they were mocking Shanny and God? Okay.
In my case, because she thought that I should have been quiet about it, and I shouldn't have said it, and I shouldn't have been making all these videos about them. And obviously, I believe that if she was on this channel right now, she'd have a completely different attitude about it now.
This, and this. We believe this, and this.
So there's still that tone, like here, like because it said that he liked Shanny, like he wanted her, and now it's like no, I was trying to be chivalrous, I was trying to protect her from these people on the internet, just saying, like that's his basically his excuse for all of his behaviors.
And we have to believe this, and this to be saved. And so that's a few of the things that I have. I mean, I could go into more, but I think that pretty much sums it up. Why do you guys keep bringing Shannon in?
Saga.
So that's why I want to be here. That's why I want to be able to explain this to you, because you do teach a lot of falsities. You misrepresent many of Shannon's statements that she's made in the past. And I think they need to be cleared up and left alone and to be moved forward. And I think this would be a perfect platform to do so, because your stance in the particular community.
My God, how horny I was back then.
That's what I got for you so far.
What the fuck, dude? Oh, I'm not even gonna comment right now. I'm just gonna let it play for a second. That's too much.
All right, then let me respond to you. First and foremost, I think there might be a little bit.
Comes on camera, and then just why, dude? Yellow shirt, yellow background. Like, what's going on with you in this phase of your life, G-Man?
You can hear. What I posted on my channel is that Shanny has been false teaching, saying that atheists, are not going to be guilty of sin. That Shanny is misunderstanding of scripture and the Bible. She's saying that atheists are going to go to heaven because Jesus never spoke to them about their sin or something like that. And if you want to clarify what she meant about that when your turn comes, you can do that. I also got a problem with the fact that Shanny is claiming to be a believer and she's cussing up a storm and not really caring about.
That sounds like an argument. I'm not sure what the thing's called, but there's an argument that basically says that, like, if you don't have, I think it's biblical. It's a biblical argument that, like, if you don't have knowledge of like, basically God wouldn't punish you just for being ignorant. Like, you would have to be willfully sinful to be punished, or some variation of it, something like that.
Practicing holiness or anything like that, and actually trying to speak in a way that is fitting a Christian. You know what I'm saying? Her grabbing her boobs on in a video, even though I know it's acting and all that, is not necessarily something like, hey, hey guys, let's go support our sister in Christ. And using them as juggling them around and whatnot.
Those of you that actually some of you in the chat, but those of you who was around during the Great Debate days, and you know what? If I did a G-Man versus the world video, see, this is the problem I had back then. I would do a G-Man versus the world hangout. I would invite all of these people into my room, and I would say, this is immoral, and then the second a Christian does something, they would immediately say, I don't say anything about it.
I've never even heard of G-Man versus the world. What is that?
About it. And that put me in a really difficult position back then. So I had to say something about this. I couldn't stay quiet about this. Because if I did...
Like him versus a panel full of atheists or something?
I get all of these ridiculous emails of people calling me hypocrite, calling me
It's like Jubilee, but, back in the day.
Ungodly, telling me that I only pick on non-believers, Christians can do whatever they want, so I had to go after Shanny on this particular topic. I absolutely had to.
That was acting? I doubt it.
The people that I was debating against back then, and it was a mixed bag.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it could be. Maybe he is like Oscar-worthy performance right here. I don't know.
They would have had a point, and we would have lost a lot of Christians back then. So I had to say something.
I mean, it's like when I do my raps. I know in advance that a lot of people ain't gonna like what I do with my raps and whatnot. But when people criticize me, I take it with the whole raps and whatnot. So my thing with you is this, and these are my two questions because I can do what I actually said. Number one, why does Shanny think that there's nothing wrong with cussing? And then number two, how in the world is she sitting there saying that atheists are not guilty of sin?
Yeah, this conversation came back up recently where I was like, okay, well, what's like, there seems to be a significant difference between like the definition of like blasphemy versus just like general, like indecency or why can't I think of the word? Had a profanity. There we go. Like it just wasn't coming off my tongue at the moment. Yeah, like profanity or indecency is like very distinct from what they mean by blasphemy. From like anytime I look up the definition, I'm like, no, that means one thing and that means another. Sometimes you can kind of blend the two, I guess. Right, but some of these Christians are weird about it, man.
Playing at the first question you asked is why does Shannon cut up a story?
Hey, what's up? Look at the trees. Good to see you. Good to see you, buddy. It's been a while. Yeah, watch it some rehash drama from like 10 years ago, that G-Man still hasn't gotten over. He won't go to therapy, man. I mean, I think that's the problem. He needs to get better help, you know?
Or, cut the story. Well, as I said, I mean, Shan has made the claim.
They should totally endorse me now. I just snuck that right in there. It was pretty fluid. I don't know.
Here. We don't the same way as you do per se. I mean, you look at it and you see these words, and they're like, oh, these are bad words. They're words you don't use. They're not.
I'm sure. You're an atheist, right? Let's call a temporary truce here for a minute. Okay, a temporary truce. Then we can go back to hating each other and whatnot, not liking each other. Let's call it a temporary truce. You know what sin is? Sin is transgression against God's law, right? It is breaking one of his commandments or something like that. Falling short of the mark, right? That's what sin is, right? If you're an atheist and you go on her channel and you say that God is a big meanie, or you say that he is something blasphemous, Shanny would then say that you're not guilty of sin, even though I can show you a billion different Bible verses that says something differently that in the Old Testament you would have got the death penalty for. You know what I mean? But she'll say it's not sin. So of course, there's nothing Chris can really say to go against that. Absolutely nothing.
They have a negative connotation behind them. They're just words, and that's how we look at it. More
importantly, the atheist will have a point at this point. The atheist will have a very strong argument against the scripture, and I mean a very strong argument, to the point that a lot of us believe in vain, because what happened is, if the Bible said that something is sin, and then it is done in our time, and we don't call it sin, then why take the Bible seriously when it calls it sin? So this is an important thing that we're talking about here, and Shanny had to be called out about this. I went so far to call her a false teacher multiple times.
They only mean what the person,
told them because they had money.
Using it intended. Of course, people are going to take offense to that kind of language. I mean, the only really profane and like what I would consider would be taking the Lord's name in vain, or saying Jesus Christ in vain, saying God in vain, saying GD in vain, stuff like that. I would say that.
Are you still a delight?
Vanity. I mean, besides that, those are just words, that were just made up through the course of time. And we're trying to speak. We go to our culture. We go and talk to a different group of people, with different,
Like how friggin' deranged can you be? You are arguing with the echo of the dude, like in a conversation you already had. Like, is he like trying to, is he trying to do better this time? Like, oh, this is what I should have said, and he's thinking about it in hindsight. He's like, now I get to respond to this video. Of me, like according to everything we know, he's basically like he's put this dude totally on the spot. He's in the hot seat, right? And he knows that G-Man's going to record this and repost it, and he's responding to him, right? But G-Man, like looking at himself, knows that he had trash arguments, and now he's just going to proceed to make more trash arguments. I mean, it's like, dude, this is one of those situations where you'd rather live it down, I think, but instead you're gonna repost it on YouTube yourself and claim triumph, claim to be triumphant. Like,
I think they accept more. I think they don't accept more. But it is a lot easier sometimes. Does that make sense?
You want to answer the other question?
I want you guys to get theological conversations.
I respond to it. We don't look at it as cussing. We just look at it as words. I mean, I made a wordy explanation, but we look at it as just words.
So I'll respond to that when my turn comes. What about your idea of atheists not being guilty of sin? I'm dying to hear this.
Shout out to Big Zebra.
Okay. I mean, here's why we've come to this. I mean, we have a few, biblical backgrounds, which Shannon has presented. I mean, Christ came down this earth to save, and that, I mean, I know you're going to say that John 3:17 said, that all those people that do not believe are condemned already.
That's not 17, that's 18.
Something like that. That's paraphrased, of course. But, that does not mean that they're automatically going to go to hell. I mean, people are judged according to what they know. I mean, you say, well, they deny the truth and ungodliness. We can go boast about that even. But, I mean, the square thing, the point, they don't necessarily, since they are cut off.
Shanny has been trying to win the YouTube audience since I've known her. She's willing to twist the scripture, lie about the scripture, make the scripture say something completely different in order to get people to like her. She has never been successful at it, ever.
From the Father, they don't necessarily, they don't remember, what they had.
I'm going to say, I've watched, a bit of Shanny content, and, maybe because, it's from the clips that, other people are taking too, but I have, like, very rarely heard her ever say anything, like, quote scripture or anything like that. I've heard her say a few things about, like, being godly and being Christ-like and stuff, and, talking about, like, vague general concepts, but I can't think of one time I've ever actually heard Shanny quote any scripture, like, to be honest.
That's Shan's theory, and that sounds good. I mean, but I mean, the scripture says that I can come to condemn not, and even in Isaiah, it goes into how that God does not, take joy in the death of a wicked person, but that they repent and live. So that is why we question that God ultimately desires to send every single atheist to hell. So
I missed the
does that answer your questions?
Really do.
I just want to know when you're done. That's all. So you're done?
I said, go ahead.
All right. If you got a Bible in front of you, you want to go to Romans chapter 1 real quick, for me, please?
That sums it up.
I was talking to him.
Yeah.
That's Shanny's phone number.
Do me a favor. Go to Romans for me real quick. Romans chapter 3.
Who's chapter 3? Okay.
Romans chapter 3, verse 10. Tell me what that says.
Romans, now let's see, where are we? 3. As it is written, there is none righteous, no, not one. Is there that's what you want to read?
Yeah, and then I would like for you to read Romans 3:23.
Bush.
3:20 what?
Chapter 3, verse 23.
For all sin has come short of the glory of God. Okay.
So we see the Bible saying that there is none that is righteous, no, not one, right? And then we see that all have sinned and has fallen short of the glory of God. What is the penalty for sin?
According to Romans, I don't know what Romans it was, the penalty of sin is death. Okay.
Yeah, Romans chapter 6, verse 23 says, for the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal life through Jesus Christ our Lord. So if you're a sinner, the wages, the payment that you'll be paid for your sin is going to be death. You do understand that, right?
That is what it is. Is that spiritual death or physical death?
By the way, your archive channel, when you need this video, download this.
Real quick.
Are you sure it's both spiritual and physical death? Because as these verses both have described that all have sinned, none righteous, that falls under both categories.
Proves that Shanny is wrong. Which
Exactly. Christians are going to die physically. Christians are going to die physically. And Christians, Christians are going to die physically. The Christians are also born again or made alive in Christ. Sinners, however, are going to die physically and they're going to die spiritually.
Actually, I need to kind of.
That's my point. I know we're all sinners. So just give me a second here now, okay? Because I need to talk this a little bit. Hold on a minute, okay? Let's go to the Gospel of John here real quick. Now I'm going to go to the Gospel of John because I wanted to point that out first. This is basic stuff that I'm surprised that Shanny didn't know. If you look in John chapter 3.
Somebody said in the chat, Shanny might come out of the mental hospital.
Like Romans 3, and I will turn to the text. You have to remind me in a second. But you, and I'm sorry, remember your church. You want me to go back? I come back to this.
Yeah, but wait a minute. I never read my verse.
You read Romans. That's always like your go-to.
I never. I didn't interrupt you here, okay? In John chapter 3, verse 18, Jesus is saying, he that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already because he has not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. Now, the people who believe have eternal life. The people who don't believe, the atheists, the Muslims, the agnostics, Hindus, Buddhists, or whatever, according to Jesus, that they're condemned already. Not believe in the name of the only begotten Son of God. They're telling people atheists are not guilty of sin
on her behalf,
and I'm telling people that they're condemned already because they don't believe on Jesus Christ.
Okay, but does that mean that condemnation is eternal? Let's say
not today, though.
They come to Christ tomorrow.
Show about 2 weeks.
The argument that I'm making is for right now. I'm not arguing what's going to happen tomorrow. If a person's an atheist today, and somebody asks you if that person died as an atheist, the answer is they're going to hell.
I try not to do that too, but sometimes I'm like, oh, maybe my mic's loud enough to talk over the person who I'm listening to. But yeah, it doesn't come through well most of the time in my experience. I'm like, what did he just say? I have no idea. And sorry, I also had to mute off and on there for a minute. We got a stubborn potty trainee over here, so... but it sounds like they got through it all right.
Because they reject Jesus Christ. Hold on a minute. I'm not telling you. Because they reject Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior.
But are you the ultimate authority on where souls go?
I'm not, but Jesus is.
Absolutely. But did Jesus say for certainty that non-believers would be tossed to the lake of fire?
Yes, John 3:18, Romans 3:23, and Romans 3:10.
3:23, 3:10, we discussed that. Okay, I'm glad you brought it. May I about the Romans?
Knock yourself out, go ahead.
I don't think using it effectively.
Go ahead, take the time you need, go ahead.
Cool. Well, so you bring up Romans 3:10, you bring up Romans 3:23. You bring up those. You bring up Romans a lot. And who was that meant for? It was meant for the believer. You use this book and you throw it off to non-believers and you apply it to them and say, hey, this is what it says.
What I'll do is I'll get the link to.
But is it more warning of Christians that everyone has sinned? We've all fell short of the glory of God. We all need that grace of Jesus Christ. Could that have been more of the pointing to instead of more of a more of an exclusive message than a inclusive message, if you know what I mean? I mean, the universal things that Christ saved, Christ is risen, he's come for sinners. That's all good, but some of
I was on the wrong screen anyway. But just a weird side thought I had was isn't it interesting that there's a book in the Bible called Romans, but they didn't call Exodus Egyptians or whatever, and then the Romans, obviously, crucify the mofo. So I don't know. I just think that's kind of weird.
Messages are meant for just believers. Does that make? Are you following me there?
No, that makes no sense whatsoever. And by the way, when Jesus was speaking here in John chapter 3, Jesus was speaking to a Pharisee.
Is that the room I called the police? I think
so. You can't sit there and say. So you can't sit there and say that this was believers when Jesus was speaking. He was speaking to a non-believer when he said this.
And then we'll watch 20 more minutes another day.
Talking about Romans?
The Gospels, they're fine. I mean, that's important. I mean, that's the basics of our faith, the four Gospels. That is what people should be hearing. They don't, for non-believer, Paul's writings, Peter's writings, they don't mean anything, you know? And that's all I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Let me make sure I understand you correctly. Are you saying that Paul and Peter's writings don't mean anything?
Well, sorry, I broke up there.
Oh, wait a minute, I want to make sure I fully understand this. Are you telling me that Paul and Peter's writings don't mean anything?
No, I'm not saying that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I said, to us believers, they're meaningful because it's the epistles and stuff like that comes with the presupposition that whoever reads it are believers. It's a clear saying this is meant for, this is for believers.
Wait a minute. Let me make sure I understand this. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I understand this real quick. You're saying that when somebody reads the Bible, it's understood that the presupposition is that only believers is reading it?
Oh, no. That they would get more out of it than a non-believer.
God, my lighting was terrible.
What does that got to do with anything that we're talking about?
But it really does. It's totally relative.
You mean relevant? So what does that got to do with anything that we're talking about here?
What has everything to do with everything?
Yeah, I'm having trouble tracking this conversation too. Like, I mean, I get the general, but yeah, I don't know. So they're saying like essentially they're in this like camp of belief that like everybody will eventually be saved, or at least non-believers will eventually be saved. But G-Man's like, nah, that ain't happening, and I'm gonna keep like railing out against it. But again, like I felt like from the sentiment that he expressed in the beginning, he was like, how the fuck do you expect to convert people if you're constantly harping on them and not like like showing them the good parts, was kind of like the gist of what I got. So
why do you think sinners have more of a chance than you give them?
Listen to me. The topic is not whether or not sinners are going to be saved. The topic is, are sinners going to go to hell? Do you really want me to go to the back of the Bible and show you what happens to those people whose names are not written in the Lamb's Book of Life? I mean, do you really want me to read that to you?
No, whose name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life. Have you yourself seen the Lamb's Book of Life?
No, I have not. But John the Revelator, wait a minute, later,
with Micah Grace
saw
down to the
the
universe
Book of Life. And he saw that there's some names are not going to be written in it. And he said, anyone whose name was not found in the Lamb's Book of Life,
and I
going to be thrown in the lake of fire. Something else you
don't know my issue with David Anthony. I'm gonna show you guys some videos with that too. Me and him are going at it.
So, the resurrection that's going to happen on that day is going to be the resurrection of non-believers, not believers. Everyone who stands in that judgment is guilty.
A lot of you probably don't know about. Who's that person on Carrie's channel that comes on here sometimes? Who's that guy? They're on that podcast show or whatever. What's that guy name? Is it Coctopus Prime or something like that? I think it's Coctopus Prime, I think, right? Yeah, so he was around during the Great Debate.
Coctopus Prime, that's a fucking excellent handle. Congratulations on that one, whoever you are.
I believe I got a video with me, him, and Brett King going at it. So
there's no innocent verdict. Everyone's going to be guilty.
Know who's in the Lamb's Book of Life and say that everyone is an atheist. If no atheist name is found in the Book of Life.
I think that is like a competitor with Titan Uranus, like totally.
No, it's absolutely no one right now is an atheist in that Book of Life.
If what you're saying is, if an atheist believes later on, if you're saying that an atheist is going to believe later on, then I agree with you. The names are going to be written in the Book of Life, but you need to understand something. They will no longer be an atheist. They will be a believer. They'll be a Christian, a follower of Jesus Christ. So they won't be an atheist anymore. I don't know if JD Kane's going to go to heaven or not. I just know as of right now, in his present state, he's hellbound.
Right.
But 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, he may come to Christ.
For example, I would have looked at Nate the lawyer, and what I said, Nate the lawyer at this particular time was going to hell in a handbasket. But from what I understand, Nate's whole view has changed on things. So I don't know. I believe it or not, I haven't even been to his channel to ask him. So maybe I'll go over there to New York, take care of two birds with one stone.
He's like, I'm not gonna stop bashing them until they're converted. So that you did not aid in the conversion at all. Like, as far as we can tell, you make people want to get as far the fuck away from your religion as possible, for the most part. So
they're teaching people online is that where they are right now,
and they're very much neighbors.
They're somehow going to go to heaven. And honestly, there's no way in the world you can read the Bible and come to that conclusion. There's no way you can do it.
Of course you can read that and do that.
Why don't you explain to my audience how?
Explain to how what? Sorry?
Explain to all of the people listening right now how that's possible.
Too, I think, right?
Impossible? Because we're supposed to tell the good news. The good news is Jesus comes to save lost sinners. That is what the gospel is. That he is God.
Well, this is why Shanny is
fully God. And
because she was under him. Actually, before she was under Chris, she was under Doug. Then she was under Chris, and then she got under Rep. And neither one of those three guys knew what they were talking about, like when it came to the Bible. You know what I mean? So
I don't know. Is it I seem to remember there's like a version of the Bible where they really emphasize teachings of Christ, and they call it like the Good News Bible. I don't know if that's like just part of like Protestantism generally, or if that's affiliated with like a particular sect. But I remember seeing this like years and years ago, yeah, of course. Then there's like, yeah, modern evangelicals kind of espousing that same kind of message. It's a little bit separate from prosperity gospel. It more focuses on like forgiveness, redemption, but then they say, well, you'll be rewarded. And the Mormons are a lot like that too. So,
I mean, that's probably why she came out the way she did. Like, there's really nobody there to properly talk to her about this stuff. So, who knows?
Purchase the sins of the earth in his own blood, you know, and there's hope, there's healing, all that.
Nobody never
I
said.
mean, it's like listen to the light, but all you want to do is show everyone the punishment. It's like, do what I say, and let me tell you what it's like. This is what it's like. It's like saying, hey, you do what I say, you believe what I believe, or you go to like fire.
Okay,
That's not what I'm saying. Wait a minute. That's not what I'm saying.
We used to call him back
Okay.
in the Great Debate days. During the Great Debate days, we used to call him multiple personalities. I'll show you some videos with him debating. He's actually decent. He actually,
okay, yeah. So I looked this up because I was like, this is in my memory bank somewhere. Good News Bible, also called Good News Translation in the United States, is an English translation of the Bible by the American Bible Study. The New Testament was first published under the name Good News for Modern Man in 1966. And then under Bible Gateway, they call it a clear and simple modern translation. Says they use common language, faithful to original Hebrew. I'm not even familiar with that. Koine Greek, Koine Greek, and Aramaic text. So I guess this particular dialect in Greek. The GNT is a highly trusted version. And that's, yeah. And it looks like this is just the New Testament they put in there. So they just divorced the Old Testament, but kind of maybe referenced it, I guess. What? First appeared in the New Testament. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at.
so he can do it. You know, he's actually decent with the debating when it comes to evolution and all that. But Nate the lawyer was also part of that show called what the heck did Dragon call that, man? So there were the three. Nate the lawyer and oh my god, I should be embarrassed. Oh my god, Dragon, Nate the lawyer and no, not Grand Old. No, it was Dragon, Nate the lawyer, and let me see if somebody got it on here. Let's see.
It's funny. I am familiar with Nate the lawyer too, but I've never, to my recollection, seen him and Dragnot collaborate.
Dragnot, Nate the lawyer, and I got Emperor. I think his name was Emperor Atheist. I think that's what it was. Emperor Atheist, his name. So it was Dragnot,
Don't know who that
Emperor
is.
Atheist, and it was Nate the lawyer. And they started a show called The Three Something. I forget what it was called, but you can actually find that on YouTube if I can remember the name. But Nate's actually pretty. He's a lawyer for crying out loud, so he's a pretty decent debater.
You know that Jesus talked more about hell than he did about heaven?
I'll show you what I mean in the future.
I want you to say that against everybody here, so they don't accuse me of.
Oh, and then,
say that out loud.
You probably never see me have fun with like playing ping pong and all that stuff and whatnot. I'll show you that video too when I ended up playing ping pong with the guy.
Okay, that is not true. We have researched the topic.
That's what actually. That's the
It
topic.
talks about hell 3% of the time. It talks about the kingdom of heaven 10%. So
Okay, for those of you who are watching, okay,
Absolutely, he has something to do with
for
it.
those of you who are watching, simply do a Google search. You'll see that Jesus Christ taught more about hell than he did about heaven. This guy, you don't know you're talking about regarding the CH. You do a Google search, man,
That's a
study
lie.
a little bit. Okay, so the Bible says that.
Oh wait, so now I'm like, we're listening to he's re-airing this recording and responding to it. That's great. I love that.
Some are going to go to heaven and some are going to go to hell. Okay, so the bottom line is they're going to be people that go to heaven.
So he's responding to the recording of the recording.
They believe on Jesus Christ, according to John 3:18, and they're going to be those people who are going to go to hell. Let's move on a little bit now. You think that cussing's okay, huh?
yeah, okay. So I know some people go to heaven, some people go to hell. Sure, that's what the Bible teaches. But
Wait, I'm so confused. Is he on live or is he? Wow, that's crazy.
who are going to be the ones sent to hell is the question.
Okay, so let me get the
You think
premise
that
of arguing about so that people can understand. Chris is all over the place. The premise is do I focus too much on hell when I talk about this stuff on YouTube when I back then in 2015? That was the premise. Do I talk about hell too much? And we went from that. Oh, I'm sorry. In Shanny saying that atheists don't sin, right? We went from that to like 9 or 10 different topics. So this conversation is all over the place. But you heard me. You see me going at Chris. This is a good introductory video because some of these videos I'm going to show you guys after this one in the future are not as nice as this one. I'm being cordial with them right now. Some of these videos that that I use where I go after him with Shanny are
Yeah, so obviously we're not gonna get there. There's like, you know, a little better than 10 minutes left of this one, but this is gonna be an ongoing series. According to G-Man, you know, he's gonna go dig up all this old shit and come and readdress it because he needs to do that, right? Like that's important for him in his life right now.
nice even back then.
Do I think what?
Do you believe that cussing is okay?
We're not looking at all of that
The
stuff.
cussing's okay. I don't see anything intrinsically wrong with it.
I got 2 questions for you. When you pray, do you cuss when you talk to God?
Nope.
There's been times, yes.
Conversation over.
Okay, number 2. Do you allow? Okay, first of all, what I'm going to say right now is a little delicate, and I know how sensitive you are when it comes to this. All right, so please understand that I'm asking you this question.
You know, you guys, I'm telling you, what I really need right now is closure, and by closure, I mean validation, and that you all see that obviously I was right all along. Like I never instigated or exacerbated any of these conflicts. None of this is my fault. I have no accountability. And I'm completely righteous in all my actions, you know. That's basically the mentality we're looking at here. So I just needed you to be aware.
Understanding that you're sensitive, okay? And I'm not going to be, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, okay? Let's just say one of your children went to school and they were talking to your teacher, and they started cussing at the
They
teacher.
don't like, they don't like
Is your kid doing a bad thing, or is your kid doing a good thing?
Socially acceptable? No, he's not doing right. He should not talk to people with authority with that language. Like, for instance, I don't think it's also appropriate to go to your employer and go cuss him out. Or if he has something to say about your excuses, he's something saying, hey,
Wow.
you know, F off, buddy. That's not good, you know? So there is...
Now, for those of you who don't know who the kids are that I'm talking about here is William and Zachary. When I use them as an example, because me and Chris got into a bit of an argument over that particular topic. So when I think I said he wasn't a good father. I think I said that, but that would be a while ago. So, but like I said, this is back in 2015. This is before the whole house thing happened. Way before that.
Time where cussing is absolutely...
Yeah, that's her kids with this dude, who later on, we have good reason to believe that her future boyfriend, Rev, had abused, as well as her. I mean, she definitely neglected them for sure as well, if not abused them as well. So, which we don't. I mean, you know, a little bit of uncertainty there, but yeah, we almost certainly know that Jason did abuse them, and Shanny probably abused them.
You know what I do?
Wait a minute. If cussing is not bad, if it's not a sin, then there should be no time when it's bad to use it. Let's talk about what we're talking about regarding cussing now, okay?
All right.
MF, D, B, and all these other colorful metaphors that people like to use when they get upset. Okay?
Hold on.
You're telling me, tell me something, if you went to a church and your pastor was preaching a sermon and every other word out of his mouth was cussing, would you believe that God was talking to you?
It depends on the messages.
I'll ask you this question again. I don't know. Hold on a minute. So I just don't clear here. If a pastor was in front of his church,
Not even the
preaching a message to everybody,
I was
and
talking.
he started cussing, do you believe that God is talking to you? Yes or no?
As I said, it depends. I mean, it wasn't offensive when Christ called them a den of vipers. Could that have been just as colorful as saying the B word?
You do know there's a difference between calling someone a snake and calling someone an MFer, right?
Yeah, not really. I mean, it's not a very nice thing to say, and it's somewhat derogatory.
So let me get this straight here. You're trying to use Jesus Christ calling the Pharisees a brood of vipers and trying to compare that to someone calling somebody an MFer. You're being serious, man. You're not trolling, right? You're being serious, right?
It is like that, yeah.
I think I got 8
Close that on this topic.
this particular video, if I'm not mistaken, didn't I? Yeah, I know, but the downvotes.
As opposed to the what?
I probably got about maybe
Do
5.
you know what the Bible says about this topic? Yes or no?
The topic?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm pretty familiar with the verses that people use, yes.
You know our words are supposed to, obviously, if we're walking in the Spirit, our words are supposed to be filled with grace, right?
Yeah.
You said no?
Yeah.
Wait. You said our words are not supposed to be filled with grace?
I said, yeah, you're right. Yes, that's what I was going to say, yes.
So, okay, but you have access to Google like I do, right? So wait a minute. I'm not done here. Can you show me one example of God in the Bible cussing one time? Either God or Jesus, either one of them.
Example one time what?
Of God or Jesus cussing in the Bible.
Is profanity ever mentioned in the Bible? Like, now that I think about it, like blasphemy definitely is. Like, people are accused of blasphemy in the Bible, but like they don't talk about profanity in the Bible at all unless you say that blasphemy and profanity are synonymous, which I again disagree with, right? But that's kind of the claim being made there, that like anytime they say that they're or maybe you'd say speaking ill of somebody, that doesn't necessarily indicate what we know as profanity. There's obviously the only, well, they use the word ass, but they use it in reference to an animal, right, livestock, and then they use the word hell, and they use it in reference to, you know, the bad place you're going to go if you don't obey God. As far as I can tell, hellfire, I guess, contains the word hell, but there's no other. I don't even think they use the word bitch in the Bible in any translation that I've ever read, even though it could be a dog, you know. So yeah, they definitely don't say shit or fuck. Yeah, no mention of cunt or cock. Wait, no, yeah, they might use cock, but in reference again to an animal. They don't even, I think explicitly, they don't use the word rape in the original translation, right? They retranslate it. It's like, they call it, because they call it like taking a woman or something like that. They don't like say sex or intercourse. They say like you're taking them. You're taking a woman, or laying with a woman. Maybe they just say lay with her. I mean, that's completely neither here nor there, I suppose. What was I just going to look up? I'm sorry. I got completely, I was like, there was one thing I had pulled up the internet to look up, and then I got, my mind started wandering. So, alright. Pixie, what is profane today is not what is profane in the past. Perhaps calling someone a den of vipers was profane. The same way biting one's thumb at someone used to be like flipping someone off is now. Yeah. Or, you know, there's the Sicilian, you know, buffonculo or whatever with the flicking of the chin, in a certain gesture, you know, like something like that. There's all kinds of ways people can insult you, and you wouldn't even know it, like in modern languages today. Like, yeah, for sure. I am totally at a loss for what I was trying to think of, so I guess I'll just move on to the next one and see if it comes back to me. We're almost there. We're almost there, folks. 58 minutes, 58 seconds. I think we could just make it. I think we're just going to race the end.
I mean, calling him
Or we can call it a night, you know. It's like 5 o'clock. So we are leaving soon, I guess. And I'm not exactly certain what's going on downstairs. But anyway, bombs are going off, man. Bombs are going off. The world is at war. And you know, I will soon. I'm telling you, man. They're gonna make some shit happen. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself.
Vipers. I mean, I already covered that one. Do you consider piss a bad word?
Okay, so the word sneak is a cuss. So calling somebody a viper is a cuss.
Wow.
Hey, no, I said viper. I gave an example, but do you consider piss, P-I-S-S, a bad word?
Not really, but when did God or Jesus say that? I'm just curious.
God did say piss. No, piss did.
Okay, so show me so I can find it real quick.
Somebody wants to know. Let me see something here. Ms. Vance. Ms. Vance says, "Where are you in this video, G-Man? Is the house bought of Jason?" No. I'm doing it for a reason. This is actually me trying to prove that I was dealing with Shanny and Red before the house, because Hussey told everybody that the reason why I was friends with them to begin with, because I wanted money and I wanted a house. That was the whole purpose.
Wait. I just want to point out, he said deal with them. Like, that's the term, this is the lingo he's using. He's like, I was trying to deal with them before the house. But then the whole premise, he was going out to the house to help them. So remember, these two things are like the same in G-Man's mind. He's like, I'm going to correct them by any means necessary. And so, yeah, if that means, you know, manipulation and maybe even participating in some of the bad behavior, we don't have evidence, but there's reason to speculate, right? I mean, he definitely didn't, you know, like whatever he was doing out there, he was helping himself. Like certainly maybe he did some good things for them, like it, you know, but overall had a completely negative impact on these people and their situation, and now just basically is trying to continue to defend his own behavior, not be like, you know what, maybe I could take accountability for some things, you know, maybe I did play a role in this, but no, there's none of that.
Okay, this is about a year, maybe a year and a half before any of that stuff even happened, and I got videos older than this where I'm on Shanny's throat. So I just want to let people know that this ain't the first time I went back and forth with her, and that I've interacted with both her and Jason in aggressive ways before I got that house. So all that I'm befriending them for a house mess that Hussy was saying is a bunch of nonsense.
Can't unfortunately have no access to. I'm going to look it up. I'm just on my wife's phone right
Like I said, these videos are going to get
You
more.
understand there are a lot of people listening to this.
So this is key compared to the other stuff I'm going to see.
Okay, and I told these people to go to your YouTube channel, by the way. So lying to these people that watch my channel isn't good. I'm telling you.
It does say they will. The verse was, and you can all Google it yourself, of course, because I actually don't have access to it at the moment. And I'm not lying. I do not have access to Google at the moment.
He's on his phone. Right.
Okay. So you believe that it's okay for a pastor to cuss. You do it sometime in prayer. Obviously, you have no conviction about that whatsoever. Tell me something. What does the word holy mean?
Separate.
Separate from what?
Separate from the world.
The difference between you when you're cussing and the difference from, let's say, I don't know, Tommy from the Bronx.
Oh my God.
Absolutely nothing.
The Bronx.
But you're supposed to be holy.
Hmm?
You're supposed to be holy. What is the difference between you and Tommy from the Bronx? Tommy from the Bronx is an atheist who cusses on here. Okay? You cuss on your YouTube channel. So what's the difference between the two of you?
Anyway, 30 minutes is good.
I suppose. I mean, great.
You sin and they sin. You think it's okay to cuss. Tommy from the Bronx thinks it's okay. It's okay to
I'm gonna stop there. That's about 30 minutes into the video there. But this is a conversation or a / debate that I'm having with Chris Dornbush, the husband, the ex-husband of Shanny for Christ, in which none of the archive channels actually have. Hussy and several people in here said that I didn't have these videos. That it was click. Some people got on here and said it was clickbait, and it's not clickbait. I got quite a bit on here. I have videos of me being actually in the house. That stuff has been put on private. That's on this YouTube channel. I have videos of me cleaning the house right in front of you. I even show you the pee stains that's on the rug. I'm going to be re-showing that all over again on this YouTube channel for the people who've never seen it. Trust me, I'm going to show you this stuff. So I just wanted to make this video as something of a G-smack to Hussy to show him that I know I was dealing with Shanny and Rev long before they ever gave me a house, and I had my disagreements with them long before they ever gave me a house. So Hussy needs to stop with the making this stuff up because he's not informed. But now that he's informed, maybe he'll change his tone and own his mistakes. He's got a lot more to own as we go on and whatnot. So long before, long. Shanny said long.
What is he even arguing against here? I don't understand. Like, where was the smack? Like, what is it? What does it all mean, man?
So does anybody have any questions about this regarding this conversation between myself and Chris? I'm going to show the other
yeah, I got a few.
half of this in the future. I don't know when. Shall I show you guys the Trump video? Let me see something here.
No, thank you.
Let me show you guys the Trump video. Is that on
No,
here?
we don't need to see that guy today. We're good. All right, so that was about it. And apparently we'll stay tuned for part 2. The saga continues, man. I don't know. It was like Murphy's Law last week, and now we're trending upwardly, so we're gonna try to continue that trend. And I think I can go get some pizza here, and back to business as usual. I have no idea when I'll be posting next year. Our internet's back on. It was off for a couple of days. We got that, but anyway, ongoing. We gotta work some budgeting stuff out here. So, but anyway, hopefully work will be picking up, and etc. etc. So this has been a bit of fun, garbage for your mind on this Sunday afternoon. I hope everyone stays well, bees well, and stays trusty. And we'll see you next time, I suppose. As long as you stay subscribed, or hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet, and stuff like that. And, maybe hit, the thumb button if you want it in your algorithm or whatnot. I guess people do that. So, okay. Peace. We out of here.